At the dawn of the new millennium, the world's eyes were on Sydney, Australia. Anxious with fears of the Y2K disaster, 2 billion people from around the world were transfixed as Sydney would be the first major city to ring in the new year. A spectacular fireworks show over the Sydney Harbour. The world marveled at the mesmerizing sight of the southern skies ablaze with fireworks. 30 minutes later, it ended, the smoke cleared, and through the haze appeared a distinctive copper-plated lettering 60 foot high, one word, eternity, on the Sydney Harbour Bridge. This would be the theme of the Summer Olympics, which were to be held there in just a few short months. When the lettering appeared, at least at the party I was attending, where we watched a recorded broadcast, there was an audible gasp. Eternity. There's something about that word. There's something in that word that provided hope that the world so desperately needed on that day. A very wise man once said, God has placed eternity on every man's heart. Eternity. There's more to life. Somehow we know that there is a place where everything we've ever hungered for is satisfied. Eternity is our true home. No more pain, no loneliness, disappointment, fear, guilt, shame. Perfect love, unconditional acceptance, perfect peace. This eternity that we long for is found in the presence of our Creator. I'm sure that most of you have heard the biblical story of the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve enjoying the presence of God, His provision, His blessing, His protection in a perfect creation with no sorrows, no death. Our collective consciousness remembers, and we want it back, or maybe it is that God truly placed it on our hearts. And we've looked for it, haven't we? A family falls short, work falls short. Busyness sometimes dulls the pain. But in our search, we become addicted, hung over, and even more desperate. What we really want, eternity, with the one who put it in our hearts. And until we find Him, we are left hungry. And once we find it, our heart confirms that we will have this in eternity. In November 1932, in Sydney, Australia, a man named Arthur Stace was on his last hope. Hopelessly addicted, a World War I veteran. About to end it all, that night he stumbled into a church. There was a man named John Ridley preaching, and his sermon was eternity. Brother, you're going to spend eternity somewhere. And God placed it on your heart to long for that place. Ridley used the words over and over again, eternity. Where are you going to spend eternity? Which path will you choose that will lead you to your Creator God? The preacher talked about Jesus, who once said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And no one comes to the Father except through me. That night, Arthur Stace was given a taste of eternity. He met his Creator in that church, and he had to share. For the next 35 years of his life, he carried a little yellow piece of chalk, and on the sidewalks and on the street, and on the buildings and in the restrooms, he would write this one word, eternity. Over 500,000 times throughout Sydney. Today, one original marking remains inside the bell tower of the Sydney General Post Office clock tower. But you can find this inspiring word all over the city. Eternity Photography, Eternity Insurance, Eternity Jewelers, Eternity Furniture. Today I want to invite you to get a taste of eternity for yourself. God will give you a taste if you ask. He will change you and forever set your life on a projection to be with Him in eternity. My name is Matt Ellis. I'm the lead pastor of Hope Crossing Church in Denver, Colorado, bringing you truth in 3 minutes.